I'm just going to say it. This is the map of 2025 currently. This is a bright future for AoE4 if this is where we're going. One and all, welcome back to Elite Classic 3 for some Enlightened Horizon. That's right. New points of interest on the map, the walls, the merchant camps, and we're already going to see them come in the picture as B on the Ottomans faces off against Corvinus and the Knights Templar. And this is a bait pick. He wanted the Knights Templar to come out here. He expected it. It's just kind of a given in my opinion. Like, KT, this map feels like it was made for this Civ. But the reality check is with the points of interest, it's made for people who enjoy Dark Age. An interesting one. A few details that really make Ottomans good for this. Cheap racks, they pay 60 with less, but it's more than that. And yep, thank you, map bug. There we go. Sorry, wrong scene. Fixed it. Apologies. Yeah. I don't know why. For some reason, I am having to redo the size of the minimap in every single scene. I don't know why. But there we go. Map looks pretty. Map looks correct. We are going to get racks on racks, but Corvinus is already behind. Yeah, by 2 spearmen. Now, the reason why Ottomans are so good here, we were mentioning, isn't just about the discount on the racks. It's the Vizier point system. You actually can't play a super deep Dark Age against Ottomans. I think it's impossible for almost every Civ in the game because of those Vizier points. The most notable ones being this one, Fieldworks. It gives you 2 imams, and that means you have Dark Age healing. Very hard to contest. Love this from B. He's already heading across the enemy side of the map. Corv is going to mirror the play. But we'll have less spearmen at this pacing. Is B stopping at 4? He is. Okay, this is going to turn into a micro battle now, and I love that. I really enjoy this because I think most of us have to admit that AoE4 is very much a macro-heavy RTS. This is a great micro element of the early game. You have to get your pump right. Because whoever burns the Wolf Den will get the 150 gold. Anything else around it doesn't matter. Why KT even contest Dark Age on this map? Because for Knights Templar, you are technically a very wood-efficient Civ. You gather wood, you get food. So it's actually beneficial to have to do that early on. In fact, it's so beneficial, we've seen Knights Templars outpost rushing enemies. In fact, I'd say, based on what I've seen recently, Knights Templar feels like it could be the top 4 outpost rushing Civ in the game. Because after you've done that outpost rush as well, like the villages, this is the other thing that's unique about them. You know, if you move a villager somewhere else, now it's a detriment because you have to walk them back. Look at what Corvinus is doing here. He doesn't need to walk back. They are the lumber camp. Is B baiting Corv, or hoping to? Kind of felt like he was holding back spear count, but no, they are here. Yeah, cheeky Corv is actually trying to intercept. Won't be able to do so. In fact, Corvinus is gradually losing the spear war already. Heavy injury in one of them. Behind by 1 constantly. Good micro by B on that charge in. Decent damage done. I'm shocked Corv is committing this long. I thought he'd try and sneak to the other side maybe, but this is getting ugly. B, beautifully microed away. The chase is going to be given. Aggro is going to get switched. Okay, so he will get that final tap. Gets tapped in return, though. Loses the scout as well. Okay, no, this is bad. Corvinus, look at the count. B, just finessing it beautifully. And Corv knows he can't let any of these get away. If they're injured, they need to die, even if it costs him, because the cost will be bigger otherwise. Imam is only 10 XP away. Okay, this is just getting vexing for Corvinus. B is just min-maxing it to the extreme that it forces Corv to hang around with troops he should be pulling back. Does get 1 spear there in the end, but it's trade 1-to-1. Tail end just actually favoring B once again. Corvinus has at least rebulked a bit. But look at the cost. Like, there might not be a Wolf Den going down, guys, but the fact it forced this fight has overwhelmingly benefited B. Gets another. Even with the heavily injured. Okay, we'll lose 1 there. But there's fresh boys on the line. And now we know what B is going to do. He's probably the most prolific user of the Imam point. Because he doesn't just use it in Dark Age, guys. B uses that healing in Feudal as well, even against archers. So don't be surprised when it gets queued. Boom, there we go. Point available. Double Imam on the way. And for those wondering about the wolves do not spawn straight away. You can see right there. They spawn after 5 minutes. They've naturally spawned because we've been waiting that long. This is 6 minutes of Dark Age. Now, the other interesting part is that the wolves will spawn once you get the den down to 70%, which has now happened. So those are the two conditions. There you go. And this is going to slow down his burn speed. B, he's going to go for the yoink. Can he get it here? He might have actually timed it perfectly. No, Corvinus got it. Corv did get the goodies, which is fortunate because he desperately needed that gold. He's going to be ready to tech up, but the timing isn't feeling great here. Sultani Trade Network already on the way for B. He will be able to get this one to even it out, the wolf down on the west side. I don't expect Corvinus to try and contest that, because at this stage, it's pretty obvious your opponent's either about to age up, so you'd be running into a Hardened versus Dark Age Spearman fight, or he's got the Imam point, which is a fight you can also not win. B really needs an Imam, though. Where are they? Oh, okay, they ran to the center of the map first. Why is he using the low HP space to lead? Chill. Chill. Yeah, these guys don't actually give anything, by the way. He's just like, ain't got nothing else to do right now. Might as well kill the wildlife. Oh dear, oh dear. I do think that these guys should give a little bit of gold, in my opinion. I think it would be a good, like, gold or food. Just give something. Like, what would be sick is if the wolf den gives the 150 gold, and each wolf you kill would give, like, 5 or 10 food. 10 food might be too much. 5 foods are reasonable, though. Because they are reasonably hard to kill. Oh, yeah, you notice the very bitey infantry? It's not enough to just be a bitey infantry. To really emphasize that these guys hit harder. Yeah, like, it's a 60 HP unit that hits for, was it 6 damage? 5, yeah. With 2 million, I think that's the crazy part. Like, 2 million armor as well. They 100% should reward something. And that also, so that actually kind of adds a new layer to the interaction. Because, like, currently, if you ran in and just timed a torch right and stole the den with 1 spearman, you've, like, completely out-won that situation. There's no comeback value for your opponent at all. So, yeah, it would be a nice small addition that I think would help. Okay, Pilgrim straight away from Corv. But he doesn't have archers here yet. No, they're delayed arriving. B beats him to the punchline. Meta runs through a mess. Doesn't care, though. And that is going to be a good interception. Yeah, this is rough. B can just camp here. So this is what I meant about Enlightened Horizon seems like it was made for this Civ, for the pilgrimage across the map. The negative is, it's quite predictable how you counter the Knights Templar here as well. B is just hunkered down this location. He can even go Ronins. This is sick, actually. Yeah, because of how long the game's been going at this stage, he'll have access to double Ronin straight away. If he wants them. Which is pretty smart up against archers. Corv needs to intercept reinforcements. Sapai's starting to come in here as well. Yeah, it's awkward to deal with Sapai here because in the melee fight, they just backline. So you can't spear them. And then once you have to fall back, archers get exposed. Spear count is looking a little bit awkward right now for B, though. Where'd they go? They got killed a little bit quicker than expected. The Imams... Oh, no! B may have underestimated Corvinus' timing here. The creed of it! Archer's now getting cleared up as well. So that's a double Imam point wasted. And no wonder off B. He's done this to himself. I swear this man goes pro scout so much. At this point, it's becoming an overindulgence. Yeah, I've seen this so many times from B. Like, he has really good starts on these Ottoman games. He builds a lead, and then it kind of feels like it gets thrown away with pro scouts. unnecessarily. I kind of understand where he's coming from against Chevalier, but you also could have been skinning Sipahi. Like, the difference in Pro Scouts would have been a free additional Sipahi, or several more archers / spears. Seeing those spears, they will arrive at the end, but in fairness to him, like, it's not that B's dead. It does just feel like he lost a lot of momentum, though. Because Pilgrims are now sneaking through. Your opponent has got 7 Chevalier. Was this a military school build? Yeah, no military schools. So it's not like there was a trade-off of I'm weakened now because I've got free production. Hard to micro? Yes. The Imam play feels very gambly in most players' eyes because it's just so easy to lose the Imams. It's not like the Dervishes for the Ibids. Because also, little detail about this Imam play for the Ottomans, if you lose one of them, it becomes worthless. Because with Dervishes, if you have at least one Dervish, they'll heal themselves. But the Imams do not self-heal. So it requires you to have the 2 alive. B going north again. This is what lost him the lead earlier. So he needs to be careful not to kind of overextend. This is just sad as well. It's not like you've got the heal now to fix that afterwards. Any injuries to Sipahi are going to be long-lasting. It's also worrisome because your opponent benefits the more that you have this cav spam on cav spam because of the health increase. The more Chevalier, the better they are. Whereas Sipahi, I think Sipahi is kind of a mixed bag. You really need that front line. These, I always see Sipahi in a way as kind of a support unit. Because of the second line. And wait, is he yoinking the Ronins? I mean, Korv realistically can actually afford it. Yeah. He gets the triple Ronin. Meet the bad boys. Check this out. 10 damage men at arms with better movement speed. Not bad. Slightly less health, but worth it. Especially if your opponent's bulking archers. And for the spears, yeah. Because if you get muddied down the fight, the Chevalier can charge in like this. B. He's using the gold to block a full charge. Okay, so we do have the melee armor as well, so tanking up a lot here. Archers are clearing that backline of Knights Templar ranged. The Pro Scouts has arrived again, but can he actually win this fight? The Chevalier count is kind of deceptive. A lot of those purple bodies actually aren't moving anymore. But it looks like it is going to be the win. So Korv will be able to stabilize on the area. B was missing reinforcements. I think he was holding the archers back. And the Ronins, they haven't died. They've been alive this whole time. It's actually ridiculous how much they carried in that fight. Chevalier now going for the mop-up. This Ronin are kicking everyone's asses. He also dead. I mean, it feels like Corvinus has got him pinned. If you can get the merchant camp, it's huge here, actually. Feels possible. The Sipahi is actually mopping up the archers. The crazy part is there is still one Ronin alive. On 0 HP. He's gone. No Tom Cruise in this story. There shall not be a Last Samurai. All dead. He has got more meta points coming, or Imam points rather. In meta? No. Vizier. I think it's going to be meta here. It could possibly be food, but I think that's why he went Pro Scout. So he... Wow, he goes food anyway. So even with Pro Scouts, I guess it's just not getting enough through here. Which makes sense because the deer are in the center of the map. Actual merc camps from Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3, rather? Yeah, I'm fine with that, though. I think this is actually a well-balanced landmark. Point of interest. It doesn't feel giga-busted. It doesn't just win the game. Anyone who says that points of interest are OP right now has been playing mega random land, which is a terrible indicator on whether POIs are balanced. If you want to actually have, like, a relevant comment on the balance of POIs, you need to play the maps where they're spawning specifically. Because obviously in a mega random, anything can be broken if you get a good enough spawn. Like, if your spawn starts with 5 Forgotten Ruins next to you, which have relics inside them, yeah, you're going to have, like, a very broken game. Spy in again. Does prioritize the melee armor. Yeah, I like this actually. Melee armor into a dive on the archers makes a hell of a lot of sense. Meta is actually going to waste a lot of their time. I don't know, man. This looks cool and all. You keep seeing B look like he's potentially at least drawing these fights or slightly winning them. But if he can never reach the pilgrims, Korf can just keep doing this. So then it comes down to, what, Vizier points? You'd think, but the problem is Corvinus is getting too much gold, actually. Why has he got 13 people on gold? That's kind of wild. He's out of gold. But why? I mean, he could have played Boar, Berries. Would have made a lot of sense. Because you don't want to go Wood. I understand that. You don't really want too many archers here because your opponent has Sipahi. A little bit surprised we never got Pilgrim level 2 as well. But I think Corvinus, you know, even though we saw he had control for a little while, it wasn't guaranteed. Also, if you have double Pilgrim, it encourages raids from Sipahi more. Are we just going to get that flip move again, where B goes to intercept Pilgrims and then loses all his reinforcements? Yeah, the Ronins cost 100 gold each. This is not a crazy Sipahi count, by any means. Yeah, B just feels like he's lacking spears. He does mop up the archers really well in these engagements, but then he's always left with no anti-cav. And the spearmen just take so long to arrive. No blacksmith near the racks either. Archers are at least going to try to trade out against the injured knights. Corvinus. This is ideal for him. Just Chevalier, Chevalier, Chevalier. You're in a food race now, and I don't know if you have more. Because the Pro Scouts, he's not really sneaking through that much. And this might now slip onto the extra economy. Berries being gathered by B. Oh boy. Can he win this? Okay, I think that answers it, doesn't it? Angevin Empire's on the way. Honestly, wouldn't be that surprised if he just kind of waves the white flag straight away. He doesn't have a tech upcoming himself. He doesn't have a counter attack. I don't know, I think Corvinus just played this quite well. B got a little bit overzealous with his desire to block Pilgrims, understandably so. But it was such an extension. Normally, we see Knights Templar suffer on this map when you block here. Because blocking here does block the Sacred Sites, but it also blocks the Merchant Camp. So you take the villager worth each minute away, or rather 2.5 villagers worth from the Pilgrim, and then you also take the Merchant Camp worth another villager, just by camping this area. And the distance is actually shorter than going for the Sacred Site. But the problem here for B, I think, was the Pro Scouts. Pro Scouts lost him the momentum, and also it seems like he went for the Pro Scouts, and that forced him to come here to defend instead of near the Merchant Camp. Well, age up complete. B needs to try and bulk an army to protect himself. I don't know if you can stand still here. You probably feel like you need to move forward. I don't know if he realizes it's Angevin Empire either. Angevin's usually more subtle, but very powerful here. A lot of people tend to lean Genoa on this map. In this map, the heavy spears make a lot of sense. Chevalier are upgraded now, so this is less than ideal. The melee armor is at least making it tolerable for B, in conjunction with the numbers. Why is KT so popular this map? Seems easy to deny the Pilgrims. It may seem easy, but the reality check is you have to come to me. So I inherently am going to keep getting defender's advantage. And on a map like that, where it's usually about feudal begins, you have to rush out. A civ that has the ability to pump more archers than most civs in the game is going to feel very good. Heavy spears now arrive. These guys take so long to kill. You can see just target fires on anything that isn't them to begin with. B. Whoa. Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening? Corv, where'd the army go? He's actually gone for extra military schools. Has he added them in yet? No. So this is just B leveraging Blob. And there it is. That's why. The Chevalier ran away from the fight. They went for a raid. There's a few worker kills. I'm not sure if that was entirely worth it to throw away the army. We do have a lot of heavy spears coming. But B, I mean, he's got a lot of archers. And the heavy spears, remember, move slower than standard spears. Although they don't receive bonus damage from, they do get kited by archers. Nuts. Another thing he could have in his mind is like B, if he starts prepping military schools, you have the Janissary pull, which should be okay for dealing with the heavy spears and really good against the Chevalier. But I think more important for him is going to be getting to castle. A few of those said Chevalier are going to find their way into the back. It's crazy, guys. Like, he's actually... The reason he's winning these fights is legitimately the melee armor. Sometimes it is absurd just how good the armor is. These heavy spears do 12 damage. These spearmen do 9. But it's free melee armor versus 4. And you're paying more for the heavy spearmen. Do you see where the maths doesn't really support this unit? You definitely have a lot more health. But if the melee mosh pit just bogs you down, then the archers are never like actually pressured. They just stand there and fire. It's really smart. I'm telling you guys, like, metas are still being slept on in a lot of matchups these days. In fact, this is the reason, like, this unit right here is the reason why I think this is the ultimate counter to Japan. Melee, specifically. Absolutely wild. Corvinus, he's going to now add in some fortresses or attempt to... No. Oh, he gets saved by the Ronin. The Ronin camp actually gave him the info there. That's so important. 9 villagers. No doubt they would have actually died to Sipahi. Especially when they remember they have the Fortitude attack speed ability. Here we go. B. Age up complete. Spearman. Be a little bit careful. The archers aren't actually targeting them yet. Speaking of those archers, little raid comes in again. This is getting messy. But there's messy moves to be made the other way. B is now raiding with those Sipahi. Veterancy on the way, but still 40 seconds out for these archers. He's trying to kite. The villagers also need to get out of here. He does not want to turn for the fight. He lost the meta. Uh-oh. There is a meta raiding force coming in over here, but he needs a big hit. Because he might be about to take one. Okay, so archers just going to keep cutting back. Isn't in a rush to turn around. He's waiting for that veterancy, and he is min-maxing the opportunity to do so. Wait, lumber... Why are we building... Just run! Run, man! That was I can't believe he thought he'd get ignored. He actually thought his opponent would look there. Another clash comes through. Veterancy in! Baits him in deep. Meanwhile, where'd the Sipahi go? Did he lose them? Nope. I just don't see what they're doing. They're just standing on the Ronin camp right now. Okay, so archers are going to clear up here. They're actually beating the heavy spears. Without the meta, by the way. This game is ridiculous. Does have a few crossbows in there, which makes it a bit more understandable why the spears are losing. Second wave is now coming, and why are these guys not moving? This is crazy. They've just been standing there the whole time. He finally realized that, okay, so the Sipahi are on their way home. You could argue they can't do much, but if they just found one group of villages, the difference it would have made in this game. Instead, speaking of villages, oh my god. All right, everyone lock hands. Make sure you hold on to each other. Because this stealth forest is not going to stealth us for very long. Can't come in quick enough, that's going to be it. GG gets called. This game was wild. And by the way, like, I truly believe it now. This, like, points of interest, the future of Age of Empires 4. I don't even try to counter-argue me. Please do feel free to the comments, but I'm telling you, like, this is such a positive change. Dark Age in this game was fun. Dark Age actually mattered. Dark Age actually had depth. Enlightened Horizon, overwhelmingly a success with this DLC.